You're on top of Kamyabaswa. This is what they call the White Cap Mountain across the bay. Innu, Kamyabaswa. Oh, marsh area is called Mr. Masik. Called Innu, big marsh. Staying on Hibo, Kenamo River there. Down that way is Shehajit, where we come from, our community. So we just know how much land there is the Innu Nation looks after. Our guardians are the ones that monitor activities like mining, fisheries, wildlife, anything that has to do with the environmental field. Lovely day here on the top of the mountain.
So Mr. Antoine with the Innu Nation, and I'm the land claims negotiator. This is one of the parts of our agreement in the mountain, Kamyabaswa. And we have our own staff, Innu Nation staff, doing the monitoring in this area, Kamyabaswa, we call it. So it's been used for thousands of years for our ancestors. So we respect this area as a protected area. First, I guess I was about 12 when I first traveled with my parents here on this area, on Skidoo. So back then, I guess our parents and our ancestors traveled by snowshoes. So pretty much it's a very lovely scenery, and it's most, I guess, sacred place for us. You know, where our ancestors have traveled. The other area here is where my great grandfather died here. He was a shaman, so he died in that area somewhere out there. So it's where I like to travel to, be with the ancestors.
I was born in the country, in a tent. My father was a hunter. My name's Kathleen Nona, and Innu name Mani Kathleen Nona. It was so nice in the country when I remember. I seen a land so beautiful, quiet, peaceful. And we eat animals, fish, caribou, partridge, rabbit, beaver, porcupine. In the summertime we eat berries, all kind of berries.
Tamanna Poliverin would be me chatware, we are Matamujan Pada, we and what I know, no Chipacasio, that then no to me, we were on your yana, and one Chipacasio, Which you forgot to deal with it.
No, the one in New Doja, no, the midnight. The 8 Oscar Lord Massis. One not to me, I would tell one is stand there, it's got that you got fear. And one not to me, I would tell one, I guess if a cast you and then not me, and not then man out in order, not intended that. And one market in Latin, and one then many years had the man got it about that. Mina guys who eat a month, guys who's got a month, not out. And when I see a cast you to the total. I want to talk with Antana. I'm not going to know with that. So my relation not I want to sit when sort of go up.
The way Patino, Mr. Minot, went over. I got you in Toda. I didn't. I got you into reality, and they put that picture. And Anton Natui, Anton with your money to Mo. Che butto che non dico che Anton per butare ne tu Tao che ne John Nakatuenita na ci buona in ya ci go che ne che parte che ciao non ci pito man ma vuole non attende me Nakatuenita.
I remember my uncle when we were living in the country. He would go off in the morning and not come back in until the night. And when he came back with 2 or 3 porcupine, which the woman cleaned and get ready for eating. It was spectacular.
I remember my grandfather was talking about before. He said when they went in the country there was no guns. They're using arrow. They're following the caribou with the canoe and they kill caribou. When they kill caribou, and they were so happy, people, he said. And then he tells a story about his great-grandfather. He said, my great-grandfather, there was no store before. People killed caribou because caribou, he got everything. Everything, he got the caribou medicine and clothing and food and like a canvas. They make a tent, TV. They made everything, from the land, he said. And he was talking about this thing there, that's the bucket when there was no store, the bucket water. They made everything like birch bark. They made bucket. And when I see this, I remember my grandfather was a story. What I seen, people in the country, when don't remember. I never seen the fight people. Only I saw kindness, happiness, help us. I never seen the fight. Because no poison in the country.
What I know about the Innu, they shared everything. If somebody killed a caribou, he didn't have it just for family. He shared it with other families around him.
They're cleaning caribou right now to divide amongst the community. It is Innu Nation sanctioned hunt. Also, this is to give the Chinook, our elders, caribou meat that gets to share amongst their families. We'll have large families. Now, all that has to do with respect. Everything has to do with respect. Respecting the animals, respecting life, respecting different plants. Anything that has to do with this, I guess, as you would call it, the circle of life. Everything's connected. I guess that's the resilience of Innu. You know, this hard-going respect for, wanting everything to be good. Your way of living, your fellow people, your animals, because everything is connected. The Innu have always been for conservation, so we started off like that about 18 years ago, I think, with the forest gardening program. In my position as a forest guardian, and we negotiated our forest co-management agreement. This entails, I guess, different aspects of environmental protection for forestry. Negotiating how big buffer zones should be, and protecting old growth trees. Then we also had mining coordinators, as they were called back then. And we negotiated to have mining monitors. So these are guardians for mining activities. Monitor fish streams or streams and water that are contaminated or polluted in any ways. And then we had additional guardians as Innu Nation progressed in our environmental protection when we negotiated the Muskrat Falls project.
The land. It means a lot of things in many ways, because I can hear my mom talking about when they were young, how they used to live around the muskrat area. And there used to be non-natives on the other side that's elders now, and some of them are still living. They talked about how they used to hear the drum at night going, I guess when my grandfather was playing drum. They said that in the evening when you hear the echo sound, she said the sound was unbelievable, beautiful.
Agora, Dani é niana aí não. No de mim vai ainda, não tá outro vai dar tenda um bom. É bisi, há onde mais tem tava. we do speaking on the guy, but no down the go, and then seeing what state. The thing in the way to jam way that down in the next start member, new now that I go. Only Tony Pinasciano. The had you didn't know, and they had you do when the sound in the Indonesian that's it. When I did, I know, when the sound was the Mamma to the Guardians up. No, the Mamma then we did same what I did down. They wasn't the good man, well, they don't that surrounded and know what it's good man, now. Genau, die zo'n paar beter dan die nooit bij dan mannen. Want is kunnen, nou dat het zit is kunnen in is, nou dan en maar, nou waar we jaden, dan dat hij wat, dan jou een guy te zien maar, dan dan even is kunnen gewoon, dat daar wat, maar is maar die zijn nou, dat daar gewoon de Guardians, dat is kunnen. And then down on by it to that was on him. You know, to me, it's going to be in the tide and down. It's said it is cooking on this. The that it's in now that massive environment. Was being that the circuit. That's what the put on the sound. What they are to know what the sound. The mis kutibiyama mis kutan ganda yung nasimple dito sa ide. Dahil ang tuji da mas perfect.
Do you know one never consulted when construction like a hydro dam in Churchill Falls and Michigan at the small old reservoir when it was flooded? We were never consulted. Do you know we're never consulted? My father was never consulted. But still, do you know, was the word there was something going on? Do you know they knew that there's something going on? Because some of the lakes or some of the rivers that they went to hunt were kind of dry up. So they knew that there was something going on. That the men made construction like a hydro dam in Churchill Falls and small old reservoir. We have our graveyards being flooded there. Compared to these Musquat Falls, it's totally different. We were consulted and we were told what will happen and what to expect, stuff like that. Jobs for the young people, training for the young people. It's sad to think about it. Musquat Falls being flooded, where the used to hunt, used to spend ceremonial tradition dances or drumming, stuff like that. And that's all going to be flooded. We know that, and all the university had they knew that. The plants and the trees and the medicine that's out there, that's going to be flooded. And we know that, we knew that. And it was important to the Innu, but they had to think about their children, their grandchildren. The Innu approved for the hydro to go ahead and the construction to go ahead. There were concerns during the construction of the hydro dam. One of the main concerns was, will we be able to eat the fish again? That's the main source of food, wildlife food for So we have the Nation monitors on the site, and they report back to the community to see if there's any contamination or see if there's any contaminants or materials, waste, or oil and gas or anything like that. The Innu needed that and asked for that to be done. They were mostly thinking about their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. Their grandchildren needed jobs, employment.
Näin mä spehti siellä. Det spehti siellä man osi me Indonesian. Ja kun se veiksti että puna vaihtaa sinne niin mä katsoin bihmaan ja kun nämä det spehti sen skut. Det edut man. Nämä näin edut man että ei no siinä auto mä tein tuolla mä spehti skad man ei myös siva. Niin miskode Tuon on ihmisko miat atendane ma speba ne sima na damba kena on ne misko de ruido demba at misko de tsoma shut se jeno gas nin do simba ke oni da deni ke ma spena ma dem no endawa do shwa I nåden jeg ikke, det skal da. Hvad er noget, det er meget godt med.
We always say that it's our land. We say we call it Nitassinan, and it's our land, and we've been here before, and it is important, I think, for the land, for our children, and for our grandchildren to use it also. We would have been still in the country if we weren't forced to stay back here in the community of Siasit. The missionaries or the priests or the Jesuits that were spending time here in the communities like Shehajit were traveling around here and have said to the Innu, and the government agencies also said to the Innu, if your children don't go to school, they won't receive any family allowances or any assistance from us. Ever since we stayed here, we've been facing a lot of problems here in the community.
I've seen a lot of changes growing up in Siaji. When I first became part of the community, the people were mainly nomadic. They were always going off into the country in canoes. They didn't come back until spring, usually. Then the priest came. He changed the way of life of the Innu. Like he wanted to introduce schooling. As he put it, the children have to learn to interact with white society. People started receiving social assistance, which they never did before, and family allowance. The Innu wanted the children with them in the country, but the priest said, no, you can't do that, the children have to go to school. People's lives were disrupted.
I used to pray a lot, but I don't know if I like it, but my grandmother did. I used to pray with her
in the nighttime. And I remember going into the country all the time too, with my parents. That's the best part. I don't like school. I'd rather be in the country than in school. So, and the teachers were really mean. They're mean. Whenever I couldn't tell my dad what's happening in the school. That's why I want to stay in the country, but not in the community, because of the way I was treated in the school.
Problems like, for instance, physical abuse, sexual abuse, and mental abuse, verbal abuse by these missionaries since we stayed here.
There are some things that I never talk about, that's what's happening in the school, because it was really, I feel ashamed talking about it. And I thought it was normal to treat a child like that, especially coming from the priest, and because he was teaching us how to respect each other, but he also showed us how to disrespect. But I never understood that as a child. To me, it's really confusing.
People looked on the priest as a holy person. Somebody has to be obeyed, respected. And people sort of looked at him as a god, somebody who has the powers to help us, and we have to do what he tells us. But people's life ended there. People were being forced to stay in the community, to help the children go to school. And they did.
That's why we find it to change a lot. And we lost so many things. We lost our food. We lost our culture. Our kids, they lost language. They don't speak anymore, Innu. And they lost, they don't eat like what we eat. When I grew up, they don't eat anymore like that.
Now, houses were starting to be built. Further, put the people in the community not to be able to move. Alcoholism became rampant. People that didn't know what to do with themselves. They drank and drank and drank and stayed in communities. The children were neglected to the point where they were not starving, but certainly very hungry.
My dad started drinking when I was probably 8. They started drinking more after the move to Nitassinan. And the teachings started to stop. My dad passed away when he was drunk. He got heart attack on the road in Nitassinan. That's how he died. He never stopped drinking.
My father wasn't really happy that we went to school here. I went to school in St. John's and Cornerbrook. My father wasn't very happy with it. I was 13 years old when I went to school there. I stayed in Mount Casual orphanage home. In the place I stayed, people were charged. The Christian brothers went to jail of the abuse, physical abuse, sexual, mental, that was going on there. My brother stayed in another dormitory. I stayed on one side. We weren't allowed to see each other. We weren't allowed to speak our language. The Christian brothers were calling us names. They were calling us chief, brown skin, Indian, making noises that the Indians make, stuff like that. We faced that when we were there, and it's really strange feeling for me, to be there, to really feel that, oh yes, it's really, really okay what's going on here. Is it really okay or not okay? Seeing myself being in the country with my dad, my father, my parents, I was totally different. I don't see the things that I was seeing in St. John's when I was in the country.
We changed, we lost so everything, especially spirituality. We lost. I miss that thing in spirituality. I saw everything like shaking tent, I seen. And I seen playing drums. And I see something small like, people using like a bones. Oh yes, I miss a lot of time, in a way.
Yeah, I used to love my grandmother's teachings. She used to take a paw of that other, and then she would take it on my face and sing a song. And she would say, she would teach me a song, and then every time my dad got the other, she would let me sing it. She said that way the other will give itself to us for food because you're singing to it, she said. She would also do offerings in the fire and talking.
My father always went in the country, and as I grew older, I went with him all the time. We stayed like probably 3 months, and as I grew older and I started to go off into the land and go hunting, because there's a lot of teachings from I learned from my father. One of the things that he told me, Gregory, time to get up, time to go hunting, because sun is coming up. And I always wondered why does he say that the sun is coming up, the morning sun. And I asked him one time, why do you always say that to me, that the sun is coming up? He told me the reason why I say the sun is coming up is the sun will see you when it rises. I have to be outside with my snowshoes, with my gun. Then I go off. and he told me when exactly when the sun rises and the sun seizes you, he's going to be very happy for you because you're already looking for food and sun will provide you. He will provide you with what you're looking for. For example, would be partridges or rabbits, and that's what I teach my young boy. Every year I teach him new things. So we've been going here in Nitassinan. I teach him about respect and how the land is sacred to the Innu people. When we talk about land claims, we always think about land between our land. There's a lot at stake here when if there's a treaty comes in, and I think that's why this is very long because Innu in both communities wants to have a best deal and at the same to have an understanding what we're signing for because the treaties are lifelong treaties and both communities and the Innu people within the community want to have a best deal. That's why it's very long. The Innu that we have as guardians have more knowledge and more expertise, and at the same time, most importantly, they gain knowledge to our elders in both communities.
When I'm away, we got Innu Buduk Nan, Udo Tane Waleva, Winnie Innu Jolan Padavan, Tepe Tane the Waleva, as the Jew Dama to Mehera. Ulana Martin down and man, Staji Sevu in order.
And these were the caribou crossing in the summer from that point over there to that point over there. If you respect the animal spirit, you will not even get any food. Because the word respect is very powerful in Innu. If you don't respect anything, how the hell do you think you're going to respect from the animals? There's still lots of wildlife around here. I monitor the caribou too, but there's no caribou around here. Declining caribous, they blame on Innu people. It is very hard to work with scientists if they don't take your word. I know one wildlife biologist in Goose Bay won't take anything from Innu what they're saying because I think traditional knowledge and the Western knowledge is if they fit together, I think it should work.
Our workers have this, because they're all hunters themselves. They have this knowledge and grew up with their grandparents, our parents, and gathered all this kind of knowledge from stories and going on the land with our parents and grandparents. And these are the traditional knowledge that I'm talking about. That the Western science is always looking at gaining and also trying to understand what knowledge is or what traditional knowledge is in comparison to Western knowledge. And they had this, I guess, group of scientists from different fields at trying to ask questions of to our channel about the way or knowledge. And I guess they tried the what do you call it, a trick question to one or two our elders. And they asked them a certain waterfowl. Like, he said, "Well, do you know where this waterfowl nests?" And they said, "Yes, we know where this certain species of duck nests." And the scientists asked them, "Where?" And talking amongst themselves, and one of them answered. They said, "We won't tell you." The scientists asked, "Why?" Because everything that we tell you, you exploit, and you try and sell it for financial gain.
Now the message is out there. If there's anything happening in our land, in the nation are informed, because that didn't happen in the past. Like for example, Churchill Falls, like Upper Churchill. Nobody informed the Innu people. They even said Innu doesn't exist in Labrador. They even said that. now internationally we are being seen and heard, because Innu took a step to be recognized as an Innu in our land. And I think that what turned around there is when Innu people were fighting low-level flying in the 80s, and Innu took a stand.
Low-level flying back then. I used to be in school back then, like high school. Then you'd be coming home, you hear it on the news, what's been going on around you. And there were true warriors back then. And they didn't give up until they got what they wanted. And when we fight for something, we fight as a group. We don't fight as individual. When we took over the Seshishi Innu school about 9 years ago, it was rough going because this was something new to us. But we stand our grounds and stood up high, and we made it happen. And we're still running our Innu school ourselves with Innu without white school board. We run it as Sheshashi Ho. So if we put our minds to it, we can do it. It took a while for our community to realize that in order to go further with life, you need to go and finish school. The culture is still strong in many ways. The language is still strong, but you see a lot of kids talking English now. Before it was never like that. Like a lot of kids, like 5 or 6, before I left the school system, you hear a lot of kids talking English. That was not common back then. Now it seems like it's common.
I saw him. I don't know how to draw apple. Teacher, I need to sharpen this.
Mấy tụ tôi để thì để cái tiền là em có tụ tôi nên là cái học thôi thế đâu
A, niche, now, but that.
I think people want to be more educated, but they still want to teach their families their traditional skills. Just let them know this is how our grandparents, our parents lived before our time. We still want to keep that alive.
Today I'm still going into the country with my family. Yeah, I never worried about school when I take them here. Because it's more important to learn the language, the culture, their culture, and the way we live. Even food is good, it's healthy here. Even the water, everything is healthy here, and you work hard outside. It's like when you're in the country, the days are really short because you do many things in the daytime, like going fishing, doing exercise. So that's why I'm not worried about school, my kids. I know they'll have a lot of time learning English, but our language, if it's gone, it's gone.
Okay, I started coming in 2009. We've been coming here every year. Yeah, I like it here. It's beautiful. It's better than living in town. It's nice, quiet. I come all the time. Probably make my own place here. I wouldn't mind, it's so beautiful. I like to grow old here. I don't mind helping people if they ask me. It's not too hard. I only help people because when I need help, like nobody wouldn't help me. I know how they would feel too if nobody helped them. Feels good to have some help, right?
I started going in the country with my father when I was 14, 13, around there. Showed me the land, how to hunt. And when I hunt, I feed other people and elders. And then after that, we feed the young ones after that. First we feed the elders. It's eaten.
Hi, Mommy. Hey. Yeah.
This is all dirty. When he goes to school, he's always gonna go to the country. I'm never gonna leave him at school. He will always come to the country with us.
And those kids,
They
they always bring them homework when they go to the country. Like they don't miss anything. Eh?
What we're doing now is coming up here with kids here in the Nitassinan Lake, but there's a lot of demand. Like kids want, like the internet is very. It's the thing that kids really want. We don't have it here, so they want to go back, sooner than later. Like they want to stay as long as we're staying here for 4 weeks. Now they're anxious to go back after a week.
Yes, I got 3 children. But a lot of things I see that goes on in the community that are not good. I just hope my kids don't do what I see. I don't like being around at home because drunk people are annoying. They don't come around here drunk.
They, we feel sad. I feel sad. But we change a lot. Our kids. Especially poisonous, like drugs, a lot of drugs, alcohol. We couldn't get sleep when my grandchildren, when they're doing drugs. I can't get sleep. I'm scared of. Same thing, alcohol. Because we never seen before that drugs.
Right now I'm a coordinator at the Healing Lodge. I used to be an addictions counselor, but now I'm looking after the Healing Lodge. But I'm also doing counseling. And there are a lot of youth who come there for support about sniffing gas. For me, working as addictions counselor, I didn't really use what I was taught as a counselor. I used my own experience because I used to drink too and do a lot of stuff, even sniffing. Those things were never taught to me before. How they would hurt you, how it affects the body. And when I stopped drinking, I went in for help. So I ended up learning how to help other people.
Yes, I had a problem with alcoholism for many years, in my young years. But I've been sober 30 years now. I would have been dead by now, I think, if I didn't quit. But now, today, what happened to me, that's never been okay. I tell that to my grandchildren, my granddaughter. I tell that to them. They're Innu. They will take away everything, my land, they will take away the animals, they will take away everything. But one thing they cannot take away is my spirituality that I have in me.
He was there for me ever since I was 6 months old. He's helped me with a lot of things, like my education, helping out with whatever I needed help with. A lot of things, actually. I love it here. I love my friends. I love my family. Shishishi is a good community. There's some bad things that happen, but we'll always be like together no matter what. after I graduate, I want to be a native constable working with other police officers, helping communities.
When you're fighting for your people, you love it. When you finish at the end of the day, you know you did something. Like, for example, we took over income support 2 years ago, and it's going phenomenal. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to say that, and it's all run by Innu. And then we took over, now in April 1st, we'll be running our own provincial level 4 group home. And that says a lot. And that's what we fight for the last few years. 3 years, we fight for that, to have that, to bring home kids to Labrador. And it's actually going to happen. Like, reality is actually happening. It just takes a while. Land claims, I think that's very important. We need to know what lands we own, and we need to have it in writing on maps or community discussions, like what land are we going to own. Are we ready for self-government? There's a lot of questions still there, even though they're adamant every day to the government. But we need to be prepared. If we're not prepared, we're going to fail.
The land here, it's I guess in a way it's a spiritual thing for me. Like, I get connected to the land, I can feel the presence of whatever it is. I feel there's a presence everywhere I go. The land is alive. There's animals there. There's all kinds of spiritual stuff. Like, you feel connected to the land by being here. Like when we hear the partridges, geese flying over, stuff like that. And it's alive. That's why I think I feel like peaceful here as well. I feel I belong here. I feel I get rested. I get well balanced. My mind is clear when I'm in here, in the country. That's how I want to get away from the community to come here. It's like rejuvenate, I guess. To get energy, you get energy back by coming here.
Tappuene